God is going to give you such a refreshing, this is going to be such a refreshing season for many. It's going to be so refreshing. Like, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to say, you know what? I am so glad I went through certain things in my life. God, I'm so glad, like, that did not work out. You understand? I'm so glad that, I experienced that very hard moment in my life. God, thank you. I'm telling you, some of you guys right now, you're probably weeping and crying. You're probably like having a hard time going to sleep. I remember that season. You're probably having to take melatonin to sleep. You can't sleep. you know, um, it's hard for you. Headaches. You're worried. I'm telling you, it's going to get better. You're going to get to a point where you're like, God, thank you. Thank you for removing, that engagement field. For some people, that marriage that happened to me. God, you put me somewhere else. For some people, thank you. You might be in a marriage. You might be in a relationship. God, thank you for allowing us to go through that and get through it. But you're going to come out to a point where you're just going to excel. It's going to be so refreshing for you. You're going to look back at a particular point in your life where you were going through so much strife, and you're going to have peace. You're going to have peace. One thing this is what I would say. I remember people would text me and they would say, oh, what's wrong? And I wouldn't respond. I remember a sibling, she would say, what's wrong? And I would just say, oh, nothing. And I would be crying. I was going through a really hard season. And I would just say, joy comes in the morning. That's all I would text. Joy comes in the morning. The next morning I would get up, get myself together, go to work, and it got better. But I remember crying in my pillow the night before. I remember weeping on the floor, having rough times. And I would say, joy comes in the morning. And that got me through so many hard seasons, to realize how I would I'm telling you, I would wake up the next morning, bags in my eyes, the big puffs because you're crying. But there was so much glory, okay? So much glory that God has shined through me from my trial, from experiencing certain things and actually pushing through and persevering. I'm telling you, joy comes in the morning. You are going to be so refreshed. You're going to look back at your heartache and you're going to say, you know what, Lord? Thank you. Thank you for taking me through this. I understand why this couldn't happen. I understand why that family member had to die, or that this had to happen. I know